communication and the awareness that is required for the entrepreneurs to have the timely support from the banking system. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I'm a student of Institute of Journalism under Press Club. I was hosting about, so SBI is the largest lender of education loans in our country. Yet the interest rates remain high, apparent to other loans. Yet the interest rates remain high. Collateral norms are strict, and repayment pressure start immediately after the course. So I would like to ask, what steps is SBI taking to lower interest rates for students pursuing studies abroad? Will the bank expect third-party guarantees when parental income is insufficient? And does SBI offer a structured extension in the repayment? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. In fact, State Bank is the leader in the state of Kerala in extending education loans. We have got an exposure of around 8,400 crores only towards education loans. I find a special feature in the state of Kerala is that many of the young students, they are seeking, they are actually trying to go abroad to pursue certain courses. State Bank is providing the required support to those people. There are certain institutions which have been listed even abroad also for studies and even extending liberally the credit support to those students. Only those institutions where they have not been recognized by State Bank in the list, we are having a discretion at the CGM level, at my level, to give special sanctions based on certain considerations like the reputation of the institution and the parental support to the student. Because if you are going in for some medicine course in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, these kind of countries, Manila, China, Philippines, again those students need to come back and write an examination, MCI, Medical Council of India Education examination, to be eligible to practice in the country. It is a tougher examination. And we are looking at the welfare of the student and even welfare of the parents as well before considering the loan proposals. Education loan in one sense is unique compared to other loans. Because when you take a loan, maybe your course duration may be 4 years. Afterwards, you have to do some internship depending upon the course that you are pursuing it. 4 to 5 years, the gestation period will be there. And after 4 to 5 years, by the time when you get employment and start repaying, the ecosystem will be undergoing a sea change. Today, the change that is happening so fast, by the time you complete your course, most of the times your courses are becoming irrelevant. That is the kind of disruptive changes that are occurring. We look at the potential for the course for getting some employment opportunities, that is one thing. And when you are going abroad with heavy investment on education loans, you need to look at the chances of getting employment in those geographies and ability to service the debt later. I have been coming across some students who have pursued the courses and not able to get employment, and they're finding it burdensome. Their education loan has become a burden, and parents are not in a position to service the debt, and everybody is in trouble. We don't want to create that kind of stress for the families. That is why I have been telling my team members, because student follows his friend's advice mostly than the parental advice. Why? Because the friend's advice is more valuable, because they know the world better compared to the parents, because over a period of time today, because of the availability of social media and easy information, people get more information at a younger age than the people at the slightly later old age. So parents' influence will be lesser, and the student will be following basically herd mentality. I observed many students going for pilot courses. These pilot courses, it is not spread across the world. Mostly it is in Serbia or South Africa, a few countries they are going in for that. And after spending heavy amount, putting in a lot of investment, if he does not get employment, then what happens to the parents' ability to service the debt, and what happens to the students' ability to service the debt? And moreover, today, the student will have at least economic life of around the next 30, 40 years at least. His financial track record gets vitiated. That is what we call CIBIL, Credit Information System. Basically, that record is seen before lending money to any individual or even to the companies as well. So that is the reason why we look at from different perspectives before giving a loan. And bank is not charging high interest rates as you are claiming. Interest rates are relatively lesser, including girl students especially. It is, I think, 0.5% or so lesser than normal interest rates. Also, additional provision has been made where the interest portion is being serviced during the moratorium period or during the course period. You'll be getting 1% lesser interest rate. That is also there. So interest rates are relatively reasonably mentioned or even decided. That is one thing I want to tell you. Educational loans are aggressively being marketed by various institutions, but all said and done, public sector banks, especially State Bank, is a pioneer in extending these educational loans. Today, most of the educational loans up to 7.5 lakh rupees is covered by the central government guarantee scheme. We are not asking any collaterals. Without a collateral security, we are sanctioning the loans, and the applications also come through the PM Vidya Lakshmi portal, and they are being sanctioned very promptly. And today, if there is any delay, it is because of the lack of required documents and non-adherence to the systems and procedures. Otherwise, the monitoring happens from the top level, whether the leads are being cleared or not, any pendency is there. If pendency is there, what is the reason? That kind of close monitoring is there. And in fact, I am happy to tell you that Kerala state has got the highest number of leads in the PM Vidya Lakshmi portal. And we are the highest loan sanction circle in the country also. Thank you. I hope that answered your question. Tell me, personal liabilities and credit card debt, this will be increasing day by day. How SBI? The financialization will have certain implications. Financialization, what I mean by this word is when you start investing your savings in mutual funds and for heavy consumption, borrowing the loans, borrowing actually in the markets or from the banking institution, and spending this in some speculative investments or even consumption, it creates some challenge. Today, when I give a personal loan, I am not specifically asking the purpose for which I am giving the loan, but I expect that the spending is done purposefully and productively, so that he will be in a position to generate some income and repay the loan. Today, cost of living and even requirements for an individual are growing. Marriages for the children and meeting the certain basic needs of the family is a challenge. And what are the incomes that are being generated, especially the middle income groups? I think the demand is met through the personal loans or even to some extent gold loans. That is why we look at the capacity to repay and ensuring that a certain portion of his income is available for his sustenance. When you go to a bank, when I give a loan, I take maximum 60% or 50% of the amount of your net monthly income towards the servicing of the debt. The remaining amount should be available for you. So we take care of that. And there are people who take excessive loans from various institutions, particularly certain institutions they may not look at, but public sector banks and state bank look at the prudent lending practices to ensure that he is not deeply indebted. Beyond a certain point, debt is dangerous. Below certain level, it is optimum and it is good for your growth as well. You will be able to meet your requirements by borrowing some money when it is not available, when your income is not supporting. Even the credit card, there is a need for actually awareness as well. Even at the student level itself, people started taking credit cards and spending heavily. I suggest credit card or even consumption lending is not actually suitable for those people who are not having any earning avenues. And once you start earning, if you have some the credit card or the personal loan facility, then you will have some ability to repay the debt. Otherwise, your financial track record is getting vitiated. It is not advisable. Bank is taking care of this safety norms as well. That is the reason we also create some financial literacy awareness campaigns and also camps through the Center for Financial Literacies to ensure that people do understand finance well and take care of their financial decisions and even the borrowing decisions by keeping all this viability and sustainability in the mind. Did I answer your question? Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Gauri. I am from Press Club Institute of Journalism. My question is that the suicide rate of people taking loans for various purposes, including educational loans, are increasing in our society. As the head of a prestigious institution, what are your viewpoints on that? The tabloids always say their side of the story. What is your side of the story?
Can you repeat your question?
So the suicide rate of people who are taking loans, including educational loans, are increasing. What are your points on that?
Suicide rates?
Yeah, suicide.
Okay. Actually, that is what I have been talking about previously also. As long as you ensure your debt is at a sustainable level, there will not be stress in life. When I earn 100 rupees, maximum I can spare 50 rupees towards the loan repayment or other liabilities, and the remaining 50 rupees, if it is there with me for my own consumption or spending for family requirements, I'll be safe. But unfortunately, because there are so many things which you buy impulsively, they are not necessary. For example, today, when you go to a shopping mall, when you look at the items,